This is me interviewing Donald F. How do you pronounce spell?
Glut.
Glut, thank you, at the November 2015 San Fernando Valley Convention. So now, what did you have any favorite films or television shows before you started working in the comic book industry?
Well, I started before I started working in the comic book business. I was a musician, and I played in a rock band in the late 1960s called the Penny Arcade. One of many. That was produced by Mike Nesmith, who was one of the Monkees.
Oh, cool, awesome.
Yeah, and then
what was it like to work with him?
Yeah, and then
what was it like to work with him?
Oh, it was great. I mean, every day we were at his house playing music. I mean, you can't beat that.
Cool.
And celebrities coming in and out, and then from there, when that ended, I ended up writing Monster magazine articles and a couple books, and then I one day got an opportunity to write for the Warren magazines, Creepy, Eerie, and Vampirella, and from there, everything just kind of grew from there.
Oh, cool.
So I did most of my comic book writing in the 70s.
Very nice.
And I did my first comic book writing in about 25 years, just a few months ago, for a magazine called The Creeps, which is kind of like Creepy.
I see.
So that was fun.
Very nice. Okay, and so did you ever get a chance to work with the DeLuise family or meet them at all?
No, never did.
Oh, okay. Well, you must have worked with a lot of other people, though. Could you please name some of the people who you've worked with?
Like artists and things?
Yeah, anyone in general.
I worked with John Buscema. I worked with Roy Thomas. I worked with Steve Ditko. Well, he did one of my stories. I worked with Alan Kupperberg. I worked with Ernie Chan. Quite a few. And my earliest comic book work for Warren, Jerry Grandinetti, who worked for Will Eisner, he was one of the greats. Neal Adams did one of my first stories.
What was it like to work with him?
We never worked. I mean, we just sent the script out, and then the script went to the artist, and then the artist drew it. And Neal made my story a lot better than it was written. I mean, he added little subtle touches. I think my hero didn't even have an occupation when I wrote the story, and he made him into an artist. And then Reed Crandall was one of the greats who worked for EC. So I've had a lot of good artists working. Alfredo Alcala. I did a lot of work with Alfredo. So I was really lucky. Sometimes a great artist can make your mediocre story look a lot better.
Very nice.
And a bad artist can ruin your story.
Very nice. Ann Miller, the 1940s dancer, did you ever work with her or meet her at all?
With who?
Ann Miller, the 1940s dancer, did you ever work with her or meet her at all?
No, I don't think so. I just can't remember.
Okay. Here's the last question.
Okay.
Have you had a chance to work with the Newman comedy family or meet them at all?
No, never
okay.
have.
Okay. Well, thank you for allowing me to interview.
Okay. I hope I said something worthwhile.
You definitely did.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it. That was me interviewing Donald F. Glut at the November 2015 San Fernando Valley Convention.